Cristiano Ronaldo is absolutely, undoubtedly one of the all-time greats of this sport. From an electric youngster lighting up the Alvalade, to a superstar emerging at Old Trafford, to a global icon at the Santiago Bernabeu, and a legend arriving at the Allianz in Turin, CR7 has blazed a trail through the absolute peak of this game we love for almost 2 decades. But how has he done it? He broke through at the age of 17 at Sporting in Portugal, and almost 20 years later, he is still going strong with Juventus in Italy. In between, he's played for Manchester United and Real Madrid, where he's remembered as a club legend. 2 decades at this level is absolutely unreal. So it's time to figure out what sets him apart from almost every other player of my footballing lifetime. Dean, you saw him in his early days at United, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and I can remember it pretty clearly as well when I first saw him, like in the flesh, because you'd heard all the hype about him, and here he was. I think I was watching him at Charlton for Man United, like 2003, 2004, and he had so many tricks. The step overs, his pace was unbelievable, like a gazelle running with the ball in the front of his foot. That sometimes, to be honest, he had too much pace for his own good, and he might leave the ball behind. But these things had change with maturity, right? And what was so exciting about Ronaldo back then was that it was just so obvious he wanted to make something happen every single time he got on the ball. It didn't always happen, but the next time he got the ball, he'd try and do it again. And in time, with experience, he's obviously become much more efficient. But I think the first thing we should really state here in this discussion is that this man has a drive and a determination that is pretty much been unmatched in all the years I've been watching football. He's the most professional footballer I've ever seen. He was pretty skinny back then when I was watching him, but he grew literally into the complete athlete, the complete forward. What a player.
Yeah, he's got this like ingrained determination to be the best and to practice and to improve and to be his best self. Like who works harder than Ronaldo? You could try and name me a player, but my guess is you can't, right? And we hear so many stories from his teammates through the years of kind of crazy requests, and it lets us know about his insatiable drive and his want to hone his craft and to practice. And he seems to want to practice even in circumstances we would consider crazy, like Mehdi Benatia, Mered Demirel, Giorgio Chiellini over the last 2 or 3 years. That's a handful of players there that have all told us little stories about how 11 p.m. Cristiano wants to go to the gym. Oh, we've just played a game away from home. We've got the bus back. He wants to go out and do some 1v1 training. Notice that all these players, they're all central defenders. I'm pretty sure Ronaldo picks them out on the bus and goes, right, let's go 1v1. 2 more hours. Let's go.
Yeah, there's no doubt at all that this man is absolutely dedicated to his trade. And there's no sign of that stopping, which takes some doing, really, because he's achieved almost everything that there is to achieve. 5 Ballon d'Or awards, 5 Champions Leagues, a European Championship, a Nations League, 7 domestic titles across 3 countries. And here he is at 36 years old, still trying to win more at Juve.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it will still be the case at 40. If it's possible for him to still be doing this, a few years' time, 40 years old, Ronaldo will be doing it because he's obsessed with being the best. And look, if you're going to have an obsession in life, football's not a bad one to have, is it? Like, let's think about this. I think we dress up the next heading, to be honest, as like big moments, because that's what this man is. He is a man who lives. He lives for big moments.
Yeah, you can't really escape this, can you? I mean, his ability to produce when it matters the most will naturally make him eternally valuable and lift him to the top of the game and keep him there. Most players dream of scoring a goal in the Champions League. Most players dream of setting foot and playing on a pitch in the Champions League. They just want to hear that anthem. Ronaldo has scored 134 goals, the most in the history of the competition. And for those players that are dreaming of setting foot on the pitch when that anthem is playing, he's out there scoring multiple braces and multiple hat-tricks. He's seen his team go 2-0 down in the first leg of a knockout game, and he himself has scored 3 in the second leg to reverse the situation. Multiple times, okay? It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's more hat-tricks than anyone else. I love that. It's that desire, isn't it? Underlines that desire for more. And when he hit 3 against Cagliari earlier this season, you could see that none of that desire or drive has gone. He absolutely loved it. Now, that was the day he overtook Pele's 767 career goals. So it was a broken record and it had extra meaning. But lads, he scored 57 hat-tricks. Absolutely ridiculous. So we've looked at his drive and we've stressed that he likes to be the man of the moment. But Sam, what else stands out for you when you think about how Ronaldo has remained at the very top of this game?
Yeah, probably his adaptability and the way that he has changed his game in accordance with his team's needs over the years. I think that's probably a bit of an underrated trait, something that gets forgotten when it comes to Ronaldo, because we do focus on the big moments and we do focus on the stories of his drive. But the fact that he's able to be quite transient with his game has been really important. So let's go back to his early days at Real Madrid. He was an attacking, do-it-all monster. Pace, strength, dribbling, goal scoring, free kicks. It was crazy. And then towards 2016, 17, 18, I thought we were seeing something of a transition towards him being more of a penalty box striker or a genuine number 9. And the statistics did actually back this up. I mean, his penalty box shots spiked dramatically. It went up to about 4.5 per 90 as opposed to 3.5. And his shots from outside the box dipped dramatically. So again, down to sort of 1.7-ish, whereas before it was like, 2.5. So we're seeing pretty big shifts here in the case of 3 seasons. That definitely paints a picture of a player transitioning into a poacher. And then he moves to Juventus and he brings all those other elements back to his game again. The dribbles are up, the passes are up, the touches are up, the key passes are up. And that's because his team need him to be more involved. So whatever you need Ronaldo to do, he just does. And he can do it from whatever position you ask him to do.
Yeah, I think that's like the underlying point from this overall Ronaldo discussion. And when you look back on what he's done throughout his career, he becomes what his team need him to be, whatever that is, whenever, wherever that is, to be honest. And, he'll be there on the right wing. He'll switch over to the left wing. He can go straight through the middle. He can go back out to the left if you need him to go out there. And look, he's had various managers in his time who have shifted him around in sometimes very similar lineup, but he'll play different positions in that team and he'll always deliver for you, no matter what his role is. He's good at so many different things. And yeah, adaptability has been superb.
But that's it, isn't it? It's not just adaptability. It's not just versatility. It's the complete shapeshift into the being that he's needed to be. And the fact he's taken on more again at Juve only shapes that further. And despite that, we're seeing him leading the Serie A goal scoring charts this season after scoring 31 domestically last year. In fact, we haven't really gone into enough detail on his actual goals yet, and surely we're going to need to have a little chat about that. There are goal scoring records broken everywhere he's gone. Champions League, we've already talked about, but 4 European Golden Shoes, 3 Pichichi Awards, a Premier League Golden Boot. The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I guess we should probably end on how good he is at goal scoring. And yeah, the record is absolutely crazy, but so is the way he scores them. Let's just call this bit hitting it low, hitting it hard.
That seems a little bit kind of dismissive.
I feel like I need to apologize for being so painfully basic when I talk about that, but it's something that I cannot escape when I watch Ronaldo. He has mastered the art of hitting the ball low and hard, and you'd think that every footballer has, but they just haven't. And he hits it low, he hits it hard, he hits it with control. And goalkeepers just have never been able to save these shots. The way he directs them, the angles that he takes, and the power he gets behind them. Goalkeepers they can't get down to them. They need 8-foot arms, and they need to be able to drop like a stone to the floor to be able to get the angle right. And I think, honestly, again, it's a very basic point, but his ability to do this has led to several more hundred goals in his career than you could reasonably expect a player to score. And you look at his shots on target percentage, it's roughly 35 to 40% through his career, which is absolutely sky high. And he's scoring for every 0.3 shots on target. So most of his shots end up on target or troubling the goalkeeper, and 1 in 3 go in the back of the net. Again, there just aren't really any players across the world that are rivaling this level of efficiency in front of goal. And particularly when you throw back in the fact that he does it on the biggest stage when his team needs him the most.
And that's it. It's one thing to be a showman. It's another thing to back it up over and over and over again on the pitch, to deliver in the manner he has over and over and over again. Sensational. And we've been lucky enough to appreciate him for pretty much his whole time at the top of the game. A time with the numbers we've just seen above shows no sign of slowing down. So thank you for watching this little feature on a true icon of the game on LiveScore. We'll see you soon.